everyone, and welcome to another podcast episode on M&D Fantasy. I'm Duncan, and with me is my friend Momo.
Hello everybody.
Okay, so last week you gave me assignment to think a little bit more about death rattles and maybe a little bit about Lord Amaram.
I'm curious if you figure out anything.
I have two possible theories about Lord Amaram, and I got some few little, things about death rattles.
Okay, tell me.
So, in the chapter 9 there was talk how Kaladin was becoming very successful. And so one of my theories about Lord Amaram is that maybe he got jealous of Kaladin's success. And that's why he wanted to take him down.
Nah, dog, nah.
So I'm completely wrong here?
Yeah.
Okay. So second thing is...
You need to understand, this about jealousy, he is light eyes. That doesn't matter how successful Kaladin is, he's a dark eyes. He will never be in same standing as Amaram.
Yes, but he was, gaining like appraisal from light eyes and everybody.
Doesn't matter how much, appraisal you get, you will always be dark eye.
Okay, so another fail from me.
Okay,
about
yes.
This. But okay, so there's a second little theory about Lord Amaram, and what happened there is maybe Kaladin made mistake and he attacked that guy with shard plate armor.
Why would that be a mistake?
Well, if that guy was, not enemy...
That's a dumb idea.
So,
no.
Okay, apparently still I couldn't crack the Lord Amaram.
It's fairly simple if you think about it, but I will leave you to it. Maybe next week.
Okay, but for that rattles, I think I got some, something. I'm definitely onto something here. So in chapter 9, there is that rattle that, they say our own Ardents recorded this, sentence of the dying person.
Okay.
So first thing here is, all this time I was thinking that, person who is drawing these death rattles, writing these, things, is one person. But now I'm more thinking that this might be even group.
You are right there.
Okay, so something is, apparently, I got something right.
It's not actually, it's not possible to figure out, but it's possible to put two and two together and realize maybe who is collecting these dead rattles. But, that's all from me for now.
So I was like thinking, okay, if it's group, maybe these deaths are not random. Maybe they are kind of in controlled environments. So...
Bravo!
I don't know if...
Bravo!
What?
Bravo!
So finally I thought something smart.
It's very
because
controlled.
To me it was so weird. They have all these, deaths, and they are finding people who say weird stuff as they are dying. And that, in my mind, somehow cannot be random.
It is definitely a controlled environment. You prove that you could figure that out on your own.
Okay. So far I don't know anything much else. I think I will need at least more chapters to maybe get more ideas.
You will not. I don't think you will figure it out before the very end of this book. What exactly these death rattles are, and it's such an awesome moment.
Okay, challenge accepted, man. Challenge accepted.
Okay, we can now move to chapter 6 slowly.
Okay.
Do you have any things that you notice?
Okay, I noticed several things in chapter 6. First, apparently this dark eye and light eye stuff is even more structured than I thought. For example, they call people with light eyes duns and people with dark eyes nuns.
Yes, those are like levels, first, second.
Yes, even light eyes have levels and dark eyes also have levels.
Yes, but it is said that somebody who is dark eyes of highest level, I forgot exactly what it is, I think it's 4th, is almost on the level of somebody or some light eye on lowest level.
I really had no idea that it's this much controlled, this much structured.
Yes, it is.
But man, this chapter 6, oh my god, what the hell. And this is, I think, first chapter where This is the first moment where I really started to admire Brandon.
You know what was funny to me in this chapter, because there were like 5 different moments in this chapter where I thought, okay, this cannot get any worse. And then guess what happened?
Something worse happened.
It get worse.
Yes.
It was such a hell. But before we start with this, I don't know if you notice, Kaladin was all the time hoping to get to Shattered Plains because he thought, here there are honorable light eyes and, more capable soldiers. And I don't know if you notice, he realized as soon as he came that it's pretty much same thing like in Amaram army.
Yes, it's not really everywhere same. For example, in Elokar, if you get assigned to Elokar's, regiment or whatever it's called, it might be better there.
It's not about Elokar, it's about Dalinar.
Yes, Dalinar, I mean the uncle.
Yes.
But
he's in Sadea's camp.
Yes, and that's actually his. We learn here that that's where he lived.
Yes, that's his, and that is prince. Amaram also, Amaram's high prince.
Yes, but Amaram's is, lower lord than Sada's.
Yes, he's his, liege lord.
But man, I just wanted to say, usually when I read books, I have never came across such a combination of physical pain and humiliation.
Yes, man.
As I was reading here. Because their job is so physically impossible, but it's so humiliating what they are doing.
They are literally what you call cannon fodder.
Yes, they are making paths so the real army can walk.
Yes, but they are not protected and they need to run those bridges while enemy is shooting arrows on them.
There are so many things that I'm thinking about this right now, because first thing is apparently they don't mind people dying in mass numbers.
Yes, because they can always find new slaves.
But and I don't know, to me that feels so weird.
Yes, but there is kind of cruel logic in that. It's easier and cheaper for Sadeas to buy new slaves than to train soldiers. So he preferred to lose many slaves than to lose a couple of soldiers.
That's very cruel. That's cruel,
but efficient.
Okay.
Also, I don't know if you noticed that these slaves actually have payment.
Yes, but it's, very small.
Yes, but, eventually there is hope. It's a slim one, but there is hope that you can, buy your freedom.
Yes, but apparently it's very controlled. They can, for example, not give you a paycheck for some reasons, whatever.
Yes.
And maybe it can take you over 10 years to pay back.
But they give you some hope. They always need to give you some hope. Also, man, another thing that I wanna mention, these Shattered Plains. How do you imagine this?
Oh yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. When I was hearing Shattered Plains, I wasn't really focusing on word shattered. I was more focusing on word plane. So I was thinking,
nothing plain here.
There is, plane is not important. Shattered is what's important.
Yes, but when somebody mentioned plane, I imagine like green.
Yes, but I imagine at least that it's flat.
Yes, but this is. I want you to imagine this as sometime in the past. This was probably one plane. But something happened there, and now it's like separated by those chasms or whatever it's called.
It's, to me, it feels like there were some fights in the past there. And that's how it got shattered. But yeah, I don't know, I just felt, it broke me inside when I was reading this chapter. Like, yes, Brandon Sanderson can really write the suffering.
This chapter was very, very hard to read. Actually, first half of this book from Kaladin perspective is very hard to read.
I think I got that too now.
It won't get prettier, man. I'll just say that.
But I think another thing that we should speak about here is that finally his Windsprend decided that she has a name. And he calls her Syl.
Yes, Frena.
Are we pronouncing it right?
Yes, Syl.
Syl. And I think I pretty much got nothing except from horror.
What about Parshendi? Did you notice
I didn't really get
there?
much.
Did you notice, for example, that a lot of them have beards?
Oh, yes.
And others are clean shaven.
Yes, but that didn't really tell me much.
Okay, but this is first hint.
Of something.
Of female-male difference.
Oh.
Maybe this is a little bit spoiler, but it's not really.
Maybe it's not too much,
yes.
But I guess that makes sense. So their males and females kinda look same.
Very similar.
Unless they are shaved.
Yes. Females don't have beards. It would be funny if females were bearded once.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I'm remembering now. Do you remember that song? If your dad doesn't have a beard, you got two moms.
I don't.
That song is somehow in my head now.
But I get it why. But I think before we move on to chapter 6, I just wanted to say something about this, Gaz. Or how do you pronounce his name?
Oh, Gaz.
Gaz.
Yeah. I think.
He was described as tough veteran. And, he's kind of established as bastard. Because what he's doing.
Yeah,
but
he's an asshole.
Yeah. But I think I want to, see more of him. Because he's full of scars. I have feeling that he also kind of went through tough life.
Man, every soldier. And he is dark eyes too. I don't know if you notice.
Yes, and he's given assignment, he's actually carrying, commanding these bridge crews.
Yeah, this is not some high-level job, I'll just say that.
So, I don't know if I missed anything else from chapter 6.
No, this was pretty much all. We can move to chapter 7.
Okay, so chapter 7, there is a little conversation. There is a little bit hint of past of Shallan here. That's one of the most important things I got. And the thing that caught my attention is, first of all, I really don't like what she is doing. I don't like the idea that she's stealing, basically. She wants to steal something, and it's almost like they are creating these web of lies.
Wait, when you say you don't like it morally, or you don't like it because you think it's stupid idea?
No, I don't like it morally.
I know, of course, morally is bad, but I think also that it's kind of stupid idea. You are trying to steal from woman who is considered like smartest woman on this entire world almost.
Yeah, maybe there is that also, but I definitely, when protagonist, and she seems like a kind person, but then there is this other side, you can kind of pin it to desperation,
Man,
but I still don't like it.
Desperation, my father always used to say that, desperation make people do bad things in most of the cases. I don't think Shallan would ever do this if this didn't mean, like saving her family.
I simply don't like it, and I don't like it.
Would you not, for example, steal something if that meant, if you didn't steal it, your family will be ruined?
This is my honest opinion about that. I would rather go to the streets and start from the zero.
Yes, you. But what if your brothers, sisters, children will
they
suffer?
They also have to start from the zero.
I don't.
As long as I'm honest, I would keep being honest.
I understand where she's coming from. I would probably do the same.
I for sure would not. And all these problems seems to come from the top, from her father.
Yes.
He was apparently some person who was not very honorable. And I don't like that guy at all. Okay. So I think he was extremely, I don't even know how to put this. I think he put this family into a lot of trouble. And I think in chapter 6 it's mentioned that her brother Helaran is gone missing, and he proclaimed him dead. That to me sound like he, her oldest brother didn't agree with his father.
I will give you one hint. We already met Helaran. Food for thought.
Okay, so that's for the next week.
Did you notice anything else?
Okay, from chapter 7?
Yes, about Shallan.
Yes, about Shallan I noticed, for example, when she said about that non-Balat and the sword. Apparently she had accident, and that sword is shard blade. It was shard blade. Cutting easily through stone.
Okay, you got that. That is the most important part, I think.
Oh, that was easy to get.
But in her hand.
Yes. But apparently her family, or I don't know how she got it. But having shard blade is not easy. So how the hell did she get
shard blade? Is literally worth like cities.
I guess I'm supposed to know this. I'm not supposed to understand how she got hold of a shard blade as a young girl.
But I don't know if you noticed some info about soul casters, about actual item.
In chapter 7?
Yes.
There was some conversation about...
Did you notice, for example, that they are forbidden to use to anybody else except Ardents?
Oh, I didn't really pay much attention to that.
And,
But Yasna has one, so
yes,
apparently that rule doesn't work. Yeah.
But her father also had one, and he had to keep it a secret.
Because he wasn't ardent?
Yes.
Okay.
This is way for religion to control very important aspect of society, because these soul casters are very important. They are used to create food, everything pretty much.
That makes sense, I guess.
So yes, this is just like, for example, what church did in past. They were but they controlled wealth and art and everything else.
There is another interesting thing in this chapter. Apparently they call the Almighty, I'm not sure how I will pronounce this, so sorry guys, Elitanatil. That's the name of him. Or her.
One of the names, and I will not speak anything about it.
Okay. She made that ardent Kabzal.
Yes.
He was kind of flirty to me. There was some spark between those two.
Yes, but they are not allowed to.
So ardents are not allowed.
Yes.
And I think we can now kind of move on to chapter 8 because it links to this one.
Another thing that you maybe missed, when Shallan wanted to access that Palenium, did you remember the price?
It was extremely expensive.
And why it was extremely expensive?
Well, apparently because knowledge is that is one of the things that they offer this city.
Yes, but it said there that why is that high? Because this city have many hospitals, and this is the thing of this city. This is their thing is healing and hospitals.
So I'm supposed to connect that.
It's something.
Okay.
But maybe not. But we can move on now to next chapter, I think.
Okay, so Yasna keep rejecting her, and Yalb kinda helps her. And there is something that was interesting.
You know what's funny? Man, Yalb is kinda MVP in these chapters.
Yes. He's pulling, miracles.
Yes, man.
But he said something that I found interesting. Apparently there's some passions, like third time the luck. And that's pagan superstition.
It's a real thing, I'll just say that.
But when somebody say pagan, isn't that that's not supposed to be real religious thing?
No, it just means that it's kind of different religion thing.
Okay. So maybe Talents are kind of going by this passion.
Maybe. We will see in future.
Okay. So she tries third thing,
But I also like in this chapter that Yasna she is willing to admit when she makes a mistake.
Oh yes.
She was rude to Shallan, but I admire this trait, especially for someone as powerful and influential as Yasna. Admitting your mistake is very nice show of character.
Yes, but I also feel that Shallan didn't, present herself perfectly, because but how could she know what Yasna is searching? Yasna is searching pure thirst for knowledge.
Yes.
If you have that, truly desire to learn, Yasna is, good with you.
Yes, and when she realized, when she see her notebook, she realized that, Shallan is really enjoying, scholarship, and she accepts her.
Yes. But, there are also a couple of things that I noticed in this chapter, so I just want to kind of mention them, and, you can either like them or,
Okay.
You can kind of steer me. First thing is, she got the book. She got some of the Shin philosophers. She found that, but she found only one book. So apparently, it's very rare, at least in these, for example, even in Karbrand, to find Book of Shin.
Yes. Shin have very, very different culture than everybody else.
Yes, but I think that bookkeeper also mentioned, or maybe somebody else, but somebody definitely mentioned that there are 5 warring kingdoms, and she just say there are 4. She's confused about the 5th one.
Yeah, she didn't know that, what is 5th one.
I don't even know what is 5th one.
Oh man, you are not supposed to know yet.
Oh.
You don't know what is 3rd.
Well, Karbrand is 1. And that is definitely hint that king, Tavarangian, he's one city-state. It's not easy to be one city-state. So that's hint that he's something, more than he's showing. There is Alatkar, of course. There is Jakeved, that's, where she is from, Veden. And there is that Natanatan, or I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. That's where Parshandis are.
Yes.
Those are the 4 that, we know.
I think
but I don't know where
another called Thailand or Thailand. I'm not sure.
I don't think they are counting them in. Or maybe they are part of one of these.
No, they are kingdom for themselves. Those are those guys that have eyebrows that they tuck behind their ears.
Yes, but they didn't really count them in these.
I'm not sure.
Or maybe they are part.
I think they are Warrenism, but I think it's a little bit different. But it's too early for that yet.
Okay. So anyway, I think that's all that I got from the books.
Yeah, we can move on.
Oh, but there's another thing that I really liked here.
What?
I like those drawings of Sky Eel and Chul. And you know what that made me realize?
What?
This is another, I don't know if this is just Brandon's signature, but this is genius way to actually present what's in your head, yes, to help people visualize. Because usually when some writer makes, I don't know, some new species or whatever, other people has to interpret that in their own way. But with these little sketches, when he have this character who is doing sketching, he can basically tell everybody much easier what he imagined. So these chuls, now everybody know how they look. I think it's really smart way, to do this.
Yes. Yeah, it's cool way to, help the reader visualize things.
I don't know. I think that's pretty much everything that I got from chapter 8.
Yeah, you pretty much got everything.
Okay, so chapter 9 and chapter 10 are kind of same. They are, connected, very connected to me. Because they speak about Kaladin, but they also speak about his past.
Man, did you notice that he and only one guy are still alive from that bridge 4?
And even that guy died.
Yes, at the end of this chapter.
So apparently his sorrow continues. Everybody around him dies.
Yes, but here I think he feels extra powerless.
Yes, but this is what I wanted to ask you. maybe this is pointless, but I was still curious. If you can, maybe push me in the right direction here. Why is Bridge 4 highest casualty? Is it just random the position, or is there something more behind it?
I think it's, it got like, it's not quite random, because they have always, not always, but most of the time, war spots.
And they always push Bridge 4 to be on that spot.
Yes, they got, they are famous for being, one with highest casualties, so they are always, at the war spot. I'm not sure if it's on purpose.
How is he still alive? Everybody died except him.
What is his,
multiple times.
What is his, nickname?
Oh, Stormblessed. Apparently he is Stormblessed.
Although it doesn't seem like that, man.
He's suffering, but at least he's still alive. There's something, even in this chapter, but in next chapter it's confirmed. Apparently last week I was very wrong about Tien.
Yes.
So I thought Tien was maybe somebody Kaladin looked up to. Maybe
and it
somebody
was the other
older.
way around.
Yes, actually Tien is his little younger brother.
Yes.
It was kind of obvious because Kaladin, had soft spot for Sen, who is also a young child. He was a young kid. Also, something that was really weird to me is Syl had to leave. I really couldn't understand why. Is it because, his spirit was so down she couldn't watch him anymore?
You will see in next episode why she had to leave. Actually,
Okay.
She didn't have to leave, but you need to remember that she is childlike. But thing is, you would hurt too if you were like around that guy.
Yes, but how does she not understand, that he's in such a bad situation? He cannot even fight.
She's a child.
Yeah.
She has mind of a child,
She doesn't really understand world, probably.
Yes, you will understand in next, couple of chapters when she come back how childlike she actually is.
Yeah, but I don't know if I missed anything from this chapter because it was really short.
Yes, just another term, damnation.
Oh yes, but that is apparently Warrenism.
Yes,
it's Warren teaching.
That is hell.
But he believes that he is going to hell, or maybe everybody is going to hell when they die.
Damnation is hell, and heaven in this book is called Tranquiline Hills.
So he definitely feels that he is going to hell.
Oh man, he is broken right now, man. He lost all hope for everything.
I guess.
It's not surprise that he thinks that he's going to damnation.
So shall we go to final chapter now?
Yes.
Okay, so here we learn that his father's name was Lirin and his mother's name was Hesina.
Yes.
But here is, one of the things that was maybe a little bit weird to me. His father was short and he's really tall. So, is that hint at something, or maybe that's just simply random genetics?
No, just random genetics.
Okay. And this full chapter was kind of, showing us how his father wanted him to be a surgeon instead of warrior, but something inside of Kaladin, he wanted to be a soldier, he wanted to fight, but he was talented at being a surgeon. I don't know, to me that kind of I felt sad because he didn't choose this path.
And he's talented at being a soldier also. But
he's very talented, but being soldier is difficult.
This is very important theme. His father, when he said to him that there are two kinds of people in this world. Those who save lives and those who take lives. And
yes.
Kaladin's entire journey is trying to find third way.
Oh, the way where, he can defend people by killing bad people.
Yes.
Yeah, I kinda got that. I actually agreed here with Kaladin more than with his father.
Yes.
I think there is sometimes when you have to take life of somebody.
When you have to fight. Yes.
Yes.
I agree with that too.
But also there's, something scientific in this. And I really liked it. And that kind of revealed us that these heralds, I don't know if it's herald or maybe radiance, but I would say it's more about heralds here. they
both.
apparently told these people in past, how to prevent infections with basically with water.
Yes,
And that works, very good, for example, versus, what is the name? Rot sprints.
And that's plan, yes.
So apparently, after heralds, abandoned their oath, they didn't really retire completely. They still kinda, try to help people in some ways.
Are you sure, man?
I'm not sure.
You
I'm
need
just,
to, you need to, remember that those, when they broken the oath pact, when that happened, before that, how can I explain it?
So it's possible that they were, saying these things before they broke.
Yes.
Before they broke.
Because if you remember, that battle was repeating, many times. So it's possible that, before they broke an oath pact in one of the previous battle, before or after, they were teaching humanity, and they did teach humanity. I'm not saying that they are not anymore. I'm just saying, don't be sure about it.
I'm not sure. I'm just, that's how it felt to me.
But here is also, first big distinction between Radiants and Heralds.
Oh yeah. So apparently Radiants were people who... Heralds made this Knight Order. That's what I got feel of it.
Yes.
And when they left, these Knights abused the power. Maybe not all of them, but some of them did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Radiants are not favorably looked on. History doesn't glorify them.
Well, if they were abusing power, I can see why.
In book 3 we will see why.
Oh, in book 3?
Yes.
Wow. Man, I saw when I, kinda go faster. But apparently for this show I have to read very slowly.
If we continue in this tempo, man, 5 chapters per episode, it will be done pretty fast.
Man, I would probably read all these books, by now. That's how much I'm interested in it. I cannot even describe you how badly I want to read.
Probably. Also, did Kaladin was supposed to go to Carbarant to study, to train, to be a surgeon.
Yes, and his father said that his grandfather and that they worked hard to purchase second non-citizenship, which allows them right of travel.
Yes.
So this is apparently, these laws are very structured. Once again, like I'm kind of amazed that he, is there anywhere where somebody compiled like list of these laws? From none to none, from done to done. What
there
each
probably is.
level
To
can
be
do.
honest, I never took time to actually read.
Well, apparently second non-citizen gain right to travel. So the higher you go, if I'm correct here, first citizenship is the basic one.
Yes.
Okay. So he worked so hard to purchase second non.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's no fun to be Dark Eyes.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that I got from these chapters.
You didn't miss nothing, big, but you still didn't make connection that maybe, but I think I'm expecting too much. I don't think anybody would make connection
About
that
Amaram.
I want you to make.
About Amaram?
Not Amaram, more about hospitals part.
Oh man, I didn't even think about it at all. So you will have to let me, I will try to think about it next week, unless, that's explained in the next chapters.
It's not explained, man, This is
So I will definitely think. Every episode you can give me, assignments, something to think.
To be honest,
So this
I
time,
don't want you to
it's
get
hospitals.
it because, reveal is so much better.
Okay, but I love to think. I love
Yeah,
it's,
we
that's
will.
why, this show to me it's fun. Fun making it.
Yes.
And I hope that, other people who are reading first time, maybe it's fun for them too.
I hope, they will enjoy it. I really try not to spoil anything. So, we will see. But anyway, I think that is it. I hope you guys will enjoy it. and see ya next week.